Hey guys, it's Nicole. Welcome back to Chronicles of a Crafter. Today I'm doing the 2022 Collage Challenge with Julie and Leigh. I'm going to link their channels down below. And today's challenge, I'm going to show you what the prompts are for this month's challenge. Okay, it's March. All right, so it's hashtag 2022 Collage Challenge March. Okay, or MAR is the hashtag that they would like you to use. So I'm going to show you what I'm doing today with my scraps and some of my pieces to make this collage. This is my collaging journal that I put together last month really quickly in order to get started with the challenge. I didn't post mine until like almost, you know, the 10th. But yeah, I'll also link that video in the description down below so that you can catch up with the February and then the March. And I'll also put a little, you know, thing up here in the corner so that you can, you know, find it quickly. The other thing is, and I'm a little late with my videos. I've been, you know, busy like everyone else, but I recently retired, so this past weekend I didn't shoot any videos at all in preparation for this week, so there was no Make It Mondays. And today I'm doing a Try It Tuesday for or actually today's a Twisted Tuesday. Sorry, today's a Twisted Tuesday for the collage challenge. So let's just go ahead and get started. I had to go close my door. My dog just came back in, so I'll be right back. And the weather here is a little crazy. I live in Florida, so it's hot and it's cold and it's cold and it's hot. I mean, it's insane. Just, you know, so I have the heat on today, but it's it'll probably warm up this afternoon. So anyway, let's do this. So what I did was I was up late last night preparing my stuff, and the challenge is so crazy this week because I did not have any of the prompts. Okay, I mean, I had to really dig through all my stuff to figure out what prompts I'm going to use, and then you know, pull out a bunch of stuff in order to make this happen. So let me just tell you what March collage prompts are, so you can probably craft along with me if you like. So for March, the style that they want us to use is medieval. So basically, Julie and Leigh, they roll a die, they roll a die every month, and it's all set up by, you know, numbers. So you roll a 1, it's this style. You roll a 7, it's this theme. You roll a 12, I mean a 6. I'm sorry guys, it's early. You can't roll a 7 on one die. Anyway, point being, they roll the die in order to come up with these prompts for the challenge every month. So here we're looking at the style is medieval. The theme will be winter. Now that I have to probably take a break and go print out my winter piece. Anyway, the color is orange. They want you to use for paper either tissue paper, napkin, rice paper, or decoupage. The focal is butterfly, insect, bee, or bug. The marks that they want you to make is stamping, stencil, or inking, and the shapes are math or keyboard symbol. And for the bonus or the swap items, you can either bling it out, put some charms on it, add jewels, stickles, sequins, or glitter. Okay, so let's just get started because it's gonna be one of those mornings. I can tell already my camera is acting really weird. So when I start off with my style or my theme, and sometimes the color, because that'll probably be the base of the collage. So when I think of medieval, that's the style that they want us to use. I usually think of like, okay, the Crusade, Middle Ages, so like 1250 to 1500. But then I also think about, like, you know, 1250 to 1500, Christopher Columbus, 1492. Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue or something like that. That's how we remembered. 1492. So anyway, what I decided to do was a little play on that journey. So Christopher Columbus is sailing from Europe to the Indias and then the Caribbean, and finally made it to the Americas. So in his boats were the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. That's elementary stuff. So that's what I remember from the 1500s, or at least 1492, the medieval times. So other examples of medieval would be ancient Greece. So I guess that's early, the early medieval period. Ancient Greece, the Middle Ages, which is mid-medieval, or ancient Egyptian or something like that. That's just an example of medieval. For winter, I'm going to actually be using one of my original paintings. So I also am a painter, so I have a Bob Ross certification, and I paint in the style of Bob Ross using oil paints and the wet on wet technique, and I teach some classes and stuff like that. So that's what I'm going to be using for my winter theme. So I have to go print out my painting and then collage it. So it'll be on copy paper, and we'll go from there. Orange is the orange or peach is the color for this month. So what I've really done with this book, I've decided this is just a collaging book, but this was my first one that I did for February. So remember Wendy and what's his face? So I basically just pulled this page out of my book. It's not binded or anything. It's just held together with a elastic. So I pulled out my first page. I'm tucking it back here in the front cover pocket with February's prompts, and I'm moving on to the next page because I figured when I do reassemble the book, I'll put this back in here, and this will be a nice little journaling spot right here on the back side of Wendy and I can probably spend some time journaling back here, either writing about my experiences, collaging this page, or, making up my own story for Wendy and I like Steven. Wendy and Steven. That's what I'm going with. Anyway, so for orange being this month's color, I just decided to pull that page out and collage directly onto my next page, which was orange. Okay, so I'm going to do that and do the same thing pretty much. I can journal on the back here, pull this page out, and this would be my March, April. Okay, so I'm going to start off, I'm going to stop gapping, start this project, and start off with collaging, or not collaging, decoupaging my tissue paper onto this little piece of book paper. Oh, that's so pretty. I also stenciled on the back here. I forgot about that. But yeah, I'm just gonna decoupage this this tissue paper onto this book page, and then a lot more of the words will be seen through the tissue paper, and the flowers and stuff. This kind of looks medieval to me. These flowers would will then like fade into the background, sort of. And I'm taking a major risk here because I normally would use my Mod Podge, and I know that works really well. Pay no attention to my nails, by the way, but I got some henna. I'm telling you, I did nothing this weekend but goof off. So I went out on my uncle's boat, and we went fishing. Anyway, I usually use Mod Podge to collage, but I'm taking a major risk on this project, and I'm going to use my medium matte gel that I've been wanting to try for a while. So let me go ahead and get this started, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm basically just going to put a little bit of matte medium on here. And this is just a normal tissue napkin. It basically came out of this package, and I just it's 2-ply, so I just opened it up. It was white on one side and you know, decorated on the other. And this is the second page from the tissue paper that I pulled away, and I'm just going to go ahead and start applying some of this matte medium directly onto the paper, onto the tissue paper, which hopefully will stick down my tissue paper to this page, but it's not working. Okay, tried and failed. Matte gel, medium gel. It's not working the way I want it to, so I'll try this again. This I'm just going to put some directly onto the paper and see if that works. So I'm just using a regular little chipboard, chip brush to apply this. I ordered some Tim Holtz decoupaging brushes, but I don't know where they are. Haven't gotten them yet. And I'm trying to get this paper down without this purple border all the way around it, so it may take a little bit of maneuvering once I get it stuck to the page. Let's try that again. And if this doesn't work, guys, I have more book page, and you saw that pack of tissue paper. I can decoupage for days, but yeah, I just really want this to work because I spoke so highly of this medium matte gel. And again, I'm just trying to get this stuck down without the purple border around the flowers, because I will be tearing it away, but I don't want that border on this. And I'm not going to use this entire page for this collage, so there will be some paper left over, and I'm going to get some wrinkles. No, stop yourself. Okay, we'll just have to go with that and work it out. And if this fails, I will go back to epic fail already. Okay, let me pause. We're going old school, guys. I am going back to Mod Podge. There's obviously a technique to be used with the medium matte gel, but I'm going this route for now. And if this epically fails again, then I will have to start over, because again, I do have lots and lots of tissue paper and more book pages that I can use. So I'm just gonna get this on here and then set it aside to dry. This little section right here will probably not end up in the project, obviously. But what I didn't want were wrinkles, and I started off poorly. Like, this was not going to go well from the very beginning when I realized that the gel medium was not sticking to the tissue paper or to the paper, or helping the tissue paper stick to the paper. So as you can see, I can Mod Podge directly over my tissue paper, and it sticks really well. So I'll either omit this section, or yeah, this section is gonna have to go away. Okay, and I'll just let this set and we'll see if it works. If not, we'll start over. I mean, we're crafting. Like, the world's not ending, not for us anyway, because we're crafting. So first world problems, right? I'm just gonna go ahead and set this aside, and hopefully nothing else goes wrong with it before I can come back to it. Okay. Excuse me. Alright, so again, here are our prompts. This is what Julie sent us for March. Alright, so sometimes I just rewrite it because I know the font is a little small, so I just rewrite it and keep this nearby. And I'm going to bring my book back in and show you guys what I'm going to do here. So to begin, one of the prompts is stamping, stenciling, or inking. So I'm going to do a little bit of stenciling. If I could find my stencil. Oh, it's transparent. No wonder I couldn't find it. Alright, so I'm going to just stencil on here, and whatever shows through in the background for the base. And I'm using Vintage Photo Distress Ink. And I'm just going to go around in various areas that I think might show through the paper as I'm putting the collage together. So let's do that. And this right here just helps me with the base, because if I run into an area that does not have anything as part of the collage, then I can just work with that, see? And orange is also the color theme, or the color chosen for this month, so orange works out if for some reason there's an area that is not covered with something. I'll just add a little bit of that everywhere or anywhere. I like the heart, so place that over there. And I'm sure I'm doing this totally wrong. There's got to be like some scientific method for applying ink through a stencil, but that's how I'm doing it, okay? So that's that. I probably will go back to that stencil, use some more of it later on, maybe over my decoupage that I did not do so well. Alright, so again, $14.92, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. This is what I've come up with. This is a little bit of map page, and it looked a little medieval to me. I mean, where have you seen a ship like this lately? And you know, I liked it, so I figured I would start with this and work around it. All right, so I'm not going to use all of it, obviously, so I'm just going to fold this in a little more than half. Yeah, a little bit more than half, because if anything, no, I'll fold it in half, because I don't need the whole page. And I've already cut off, let's see, how much is this? This was a 12 by 12 sheet of paper that I got at Michael's or Hobby Lobby or one of those. I cut it down to 5 inches, so 5 by 12. And I'm going to cut it again in half, so it'll be 5 by 6. Let me get my guillotine. I'm terrible at cutting straight lines, even though none of this is going to be straight at the end. And boom. So that's that. I'm going to use that piece, and I may use some more of the map paper later on. Now let me back you guys up a little bit, because you're really close. Oh great, now you can see all my mess. Alright, so I'm going to use this. I've decided somewhere down here. And okay, so the other focal point of this project is a butterfly, insect, or a bee or a bug. I'm going to use these large die cut butterflies, and what I've decided to do was I decided to cut mine in half. So I had 2 of these, I cut it in half, and now I have this. I just took a little bit of this berry garland from the Dollar Tree. They had these out during the fall and winter months. I just took unraveled this and used a little bit of it to come up with his little feelers, and I just glued it directly onto the back of the die cut with some art glitter glue. And yeah, I'm gonna put him in here somewhere. Okay, so there's that. This is the painting that I was telling you about that I did using Bob Ross wet on wet technique. So this is going to be my winter theme. or winter for the theme. It says icy, cold, snow, jumpers or mountains, and this is what I'm going to use. So I know this is so pretty. I love this painting. This is one of my favorite paintings that I've done in that technique. So I'm just going to go ahead and tear this away. And we're using the mountains. Okay, so probably won't even need that tree. And I probably won't need the majority of these clouds. Okay, so here's my theme. Winter. I mean, nothing says winter than some snowy mountains. So I'm going to place that somewhere on here like so. And I'm going to have to tear away some of my map. So let's just do that. Get it out the way. And these edges are so crispy white. I'm definitely going to ink around these. I kind of like the edges of the corner of the book to be, you know, straight somewhat, not necessarily like perfectly straight like this, but it just makes it easier to open and close that page and without seeing any of the background. So I'm going to try to get this as straight or as close to straight as possible without it being too ruffled, and down here as well. This inner part is going to get covered up, so I'm not really too worried about it. And then I'm just going to ink everything with Vintage Photo, and I'll be right back. This way you don't have to watch me ink a page or two. Alright guys, so I'm back. I did a couple of things while I was gone besides editing that video. So I had to abandon the original matte gel medium or matte gel decoupage that I tried with this pretty nice book page. The only reason I really wanted to use that book page is because it said something about butterflies on there. So it was like, I don't know, it was like British butterflies and moths or something like that. Anyway, it didn't come out as nice as I would have liked, but I may still use this. It's a little bit well, it's more shiny because one, I had to abandon the medium matte gel and go with decoupage, and even the decoupage matte is still a bit shiny. So we'll see what happens with this. I may or may not use it in another project. So anyway, whatever. So I went back to old school. I decided I only needed a little piece of this paper, or a book page. So I went ahead and Mod Podged it, and I'm waiting for it to dry. So it's just a little piece of the tissue paper that I had to cut a new tissue paper from and go from there. But I'm just waiting for this to dry, and I'm going to apply it, or I mean, you know, rip around the edges and ink it. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, so while that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and assemble the rest of this collage. Again, so my storyline is winter. Medieval. It's hard to mix medieval winters. I really don't know what that could have possibly looked like, but this is my rendition of winter. It's an actual painting that I printed on copy paper, and I took a photo of it first and then I printed it on copy paper, and I did a little bit of stenciling back here. I'm just recapping basically. I don't know how much of this you guys will see when I do the final edit, but I'm just recapping what I've decided to do. So I'm going to place a little bit of map. This is so cute. Can you see that? I'm just going to place that back here. Place my winter mountains on top of it. I'm going to then put my map paper. It's thick cardstock, so it may bulk this up a little bit. I think I'm gonna place this on top of my mountain paper, and we'll go from there. That'll be my base, and we'll make that happen. So that's easy enough. I'm gonna use Scotch Create glue stick for this, and in the corners I'll probably use some art glitter if I feel like things aren't sticking down properly. Let me get my little silicone mat. So I did link the acrylic matte metal, the acrylic medium matte gel in one of my videos. I think it was one of the hauls that I did. I'm not happy with it yet. I will give it a second try before abandoning it completely, but if it doesn't work, I have no problem sending it back. I hate sending things back, but you know, if it's not going to work for me, then I'm not going to keep it in my craft room, because it's just taking up space for something else. So, and speaking of craft rooms, like I just realized I've been doing you know, for a few weeks now, not a long time, but I've been doing some videos, and I have not even considered that you guys have no idea what my craft room looks like. So what I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna give you guys a little tour, do a craft room tour, and just so you can see like the space that I'm working in. And I mean, it kind of gives it'll probably give some people some idea of, I want to make sure my mountains are straight, so it'll probably give you a little bit of an idea of like my creative process and the space that I'm working in. So maybe tomorrow for What's Up Wednesdays, I will probably do a craft room tour. And you know, I've done tours before of other things, like I have an RV and, you know, a totally separate YouTube channel, which is where I spent most of my time. Like, I didn't even think about, like, I like to craft, okay, so I never really thought about doing crafting videos. So I've created all this stuff in the past, and it just, you know, became stuff. And, you know, I've decorated my house with a lot of the things that I've created, but I never really thought about doing crafting videos until I decided to do junk journaling. So, and I know this has to go up higher because of the heart right here. I'm using the heart as my guide, and my mountains are straight. Okay. Okay, we'll do that. Okay, and I will eventually tear away this little extra piece right here. So I'm just going to get some glue right up to the edge. Okay. Yeah, so I just figured like I would do a video of my craft room, just so you know, you guys have an idea of the space that I'm working in. So again, I'm just using Scotch Create permanent glue stick. It is a permanent glue. It's great for photos, craft paper, cardstock, etc. And again, whatever edges that, you know, don't stick down, I will go back over it or underneath it with my art glitter. So when my decoupage piece, or this little piece right here, my tissue paper decoupage, when that's dry, I will apply it in this little region of the thing. Okay, moving on. I'm going to tell you a little bit of what my thought process was. I mean, I did tell you at the beginning, like, you know, medieval to me kind of means like, you know, these boats are sailing and, you know, Christopher Columbus, etc. But, you know, I had to put some map, like some nautical mapping in there. And I figure like for my, for the prompt that wants us to do either math or a keyboard symbol, finding a keyboard symbol was not easy. You know, it's on your keyboard. Who's ever thought about printing out a keyboard symbol for any particular reason other than, you know, collaging? So yeah, I figure like, you know, you are on this journey on a boat, You got to map your journey. I mean, otherwise, how are you going to know where you're going? So I looked at all of these little graphs and charts and stuff and figured like they look a little bit like plots on a graph, you know? Can you see that? Come on, focus. There we go. So yeah, I mean, like these look like little charted coordinates on a map. So I figured I'd include that on here. You know, I learned graphing in math class, so I figure this is as close to math as I'm gonna get. Other than, where's that other piece? I have an actual formula on a piece of book page that I'm gonna include as well. If I can find it, because right now my craft room is, well, at least my craft table is a complete hot mess. It's like explosives went off on this table right now. And of course, on a ship you gotta have music, so I figured, oh, here's my formula. Okay, so I'll probably stick that in there. You gotta have, you know, music. Most ships had musicians, I think, like, you know. So I'm gonna put this little music sticker. Focus. Anyway, I'm gonna put this little music sticker on here along with another little map. I know this should have been called maps on maps on maps, but I'm going to line this map up, not covering up my charted graphs, and place my music across it that way. Okay, so I'm gonna, this is all stickers that I got from I don't know, something I've ordered. Little tiny things. And this is a sticker, so it does have some stickiness to it, but I am never really trusting of those glues or adhesives that they use on the backs of the stickers. So I'm just gonna go ahead and smooth that down with my bone folder. Try to get all those white edges to fade into the paper underneath it. And this is as close to a keyboard symbol as I can get. So this is a little ampersand, I don't know. But I'm gonna, or you know, I'm just gonna go ahead and stick this down right in between here. So now we have maps and music. And that's gonna go there. Okay, so at the top, so I covered that. So okay, so at the top of this, I'm gonna use a little bit of, what is this, a doily, coffee dye doily. I tore it down, you know, as far as I can get it. I just wanted to put a little something up here. Doilies to me can be either like, you know, you can use it on anything, like any theme, any era. I just feel like they always had doilies for some reason. My grandmother had so many doilies, like as coasters around the house. And my mom, she's super creative. She makes, you know, she crochets, she knits, she paints, she makes cards. I mean, she's just so creative. I mean, she plays musical instruments, you know. So I think that's where I get a lot of my creativity, at least that gene from. So my mom had made like all these little tissue box doily covers, and you know, they were just everywhere when I was growing up. So I figured, you know what, if they were good enough for the 1970s and 80s, they're good enough for the 1500s. All right, so I hate covering up so much of my mountain, but we got to get this other map in here. So I don't know if you guys heard anything that I just said. I'm gonna have to go back and edit this video because my recording just stopped and my camera shut off. I'm telling you, it's one of those weeks, like when you don't touch your equipment for a while, things just go haywire and you don't know why. So I was just running my mouth profusely, and I don't know how much of that you heard. So, and you won't know, I mean, I won't know until I go back and watch this video. So sorry guys. I'm not doing such a great job. It's Tuesday, Twisted Tuesday, and this is where I'm at. I'm sorry. Anyway, can't redo it because it is what it is. I've already stuck it down. So again, my maps, the ship, the mountains. I mean, I'm getting there. It'll eventually all come together. So I know you guys saw my giant butterfly die cut that I've cut in half, and I put little feelers on him. So he's probably going to go somewhere about here, covering up some of that mountain, but not a lot. Maybe I'll drop him down a little bit. And oh my gosh, my phone. And I'm going to place this decoupage piece right over here. And maybe I'll put my mathematical equation on top of it. Okay. So I think this is pretty much dry. I'm just going to tear away what I don't need, because I need to wrap this video up, because I'm guessing, I mean, you know, anyway, I don't know what my camera's doing. It's just, it's living the dream. I need a pair of scissors. I'm going to use my new fancy Tim Holtz 5-inch titanium. I mean, it's so fancy. My Tim Holtz snippet scissors. And just cut away a lot of that tissue paper. Still a little tacky, but it's okay. Just so that I can wrap this up and give you guys the full view of what I've done. So there's my tissue paper decoupage. My dog is in the corner. He's so funny. He's over there sneezing. Dolce, be quiet. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do there. Dolce, be quiet, please, please. He has terrible allergies. So, anyway. Alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and glue this down. This is my decoupage tissue paper. Dolce. Go drink some water. Go get some water. No, no, no. Go get some water. Okay. I'm going to apply this in this area here. And I like some of the orange popping through, you know, and especially because I stenciled back here, so kind of like killed a couple birds with one stone. And to cover up that rough edge, I will place my mathematical equation right here. I want to keep that little boat, that boat, you know, this way you know that it's all part of the theme. And I pre-inked all of these, so you didn't have to watch me ink so much of it, because this video will end up being a bit long. And here's my little scroll. So I figure, I mean, you're on a ship. There's a lot going on, okay? There's rowing, there's, you know, a lot going on. You gotta map and track everything. This is a little scroll that I thought was super cute. I fussy cutted it down to fit. So I'm just gonna use my little pokey tool here to separate it. Gives me the least amount of grief separating the backs of those. I'm just going to go ahead and place this up here. It's a small sticker, so I'm not really fearful of that peeling away. It's these larger ones that, you know, I'm concerned with, like when it's a whole image and you're depending on that image to stay put, and, you know, it peels away and disappears on you. So for this butterfly, which I will be applying right about so, there's my orange. Here's my ticket for this journey. I always put a ticket in something. And on top of that, I will place my other butterfly, as long as it hasn't disappeared on me. But I'm gonna use art glitter glue to stick down this heavy cardstock die cut. And I want this part of it also to stick. Am I in shot? Sorry. I want this part of it also to stick down onto the collage, and hopefully it lands where I need it to, because there's no turning back with art glitter glue. Once it's down, it is down. You may have a half a second to like maneuver it, but unfortunately when you put something down there, that's where it's gonna go. And my little butterfly has this mantle down here. I think that's what it's called, right? Their bodies. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. And I'm gonna put my pin back into my art glitter. Save me some grief for later. And there's a couple of things I wanted to do. As soon as I find my little tiny butterfly, it could have blown off the desk because it's so small. I will, oh, there it is. I will apply it. And I decided that he's going on top of this mathematical equation. Using my little pokey tool to separate because it's so much easier. Because after about 2-3 seconds of trying to find the edge of these, I usually abandon it. Like, I'm out. This is not working and not for me. So again, these little tiny stickers, especially ones that I've fussy cutted, you know, I've gotten really close to the sticker and got rid of a lot of the edge. So I'm just gonna place him right here. Hope I'm still recording, guys. I'm sorry if you missed most of the storyline behind this, but you know, it's just one of those days for now. Hopefully later. I hadn't had my coffee yet. Like when I first started this video, I was just like, all right, let's do it. And I didn't have my coffee, and you can tell by my voice, like I was just like, I'm here, let's do this. So, but now I feel so much better. And, you know, so I just really hope that a lot of this was heard. Okay, so that's that. In this corner, I'm going to use my Distress Oxide, Tim Holtz, in the color Rusty Hinge. Rusty Hinge is a bit of an orangey color, and I liked it, so I stamped it here as a test. So what I'm going to do is just basically just stamp it in one of the corners to bring out some of that orange. And there we go. So I can put it in any corner. I can rotate it this way. I think I will. I'm going to rotate it this way and place it right here. Okay, just a little hint of cornered edges. I'm going to do that again in the opposite corner, like catty corner. So I'm going to place this one. Let me get some more ink on there. Okay. I'm just going to hold the page up so I can see the actual corner. And it's going there. I'm going to give that a second to set up. Not bad. Not the best, but not bad. With all this tissue paper around, you would think I had tissue paper to clean off my stamp, but I will take some water to that and let it sit. And for the final piece de resistance, I'm going to put a sentiment on here. So I like this little frame. I'm thinking somewhere's about here. And I'm going to use the same thing, rusty hinge. It just ties the whole thing together. And you know what? I can also just get some of this vintage photo on here and then go in with the rusty hinge lightly. And I'm just going to stamp that right here. So there's that. Give that a second to set up. Not bad. Not the best, but not bad. And then I'm going to go in with the sentiment. So one of the sentiments that I was looking at, it says like, nothing seek, nothing find. Nothing is necessary for travelers as language, which is cute. I mean, this is a traveling thing. Nothing in the world is more difficult for one who sets Nothing in the world is difficult for one who sets his mind to it. I think that's cute also. But I'm going to go with nothing is necessary for travelers as language, because I think that kind of fits with this theme. And again, I'm going to use my Scotch Crate glue stick, because that sticker, who knows, yeah. And just to be safe side, I'm gonna place that right here. Alright guys, my battery's flashing at me, so I'm going to call this a day. Oh, one more thing. Hopefully you get this is caught on camera. My battery doesn't die. Here's my little dangle. This is the bonus. I decided to go with a little butterfly dangle. And this little heart looked so medieval to me. Like, I could just picture it on a ship captain's, I don't know, cloak or something. So I'm just going to go ahead and clip this to the top of my page near my butterfly. It's on a bold pin and on a bullnose clip. So I think that is that. I'm going to leave it here. I will eventually chop down this edge. You know, it does not need to be there. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave this right here before I lose all of the video altogether. So I hope this right here gives you a little bit of inspiration and you craft along with me. I know it's a little bit of a crafter's chaos, but this is the Chronicles. Like, this is what happens. And you know, so I pretty much met all the prompts. It is the March 2022 or hashtag 2022 collage challenge for March, and these are the prompts. There was a style medieval, the winter theme, the color orange or peach, tissue paper, napkin, rice paper, or decoupage. Focal point was a butterfly, and this is one big focal point. You can't miss it. The marks are stamp, stenciling, or inking, and I've inked around a lot of these, but I did somehow captured some of my stenciling back here, which is great. I'm happy with that. The shape is maths or keyboard symbol, and I did get a lot of the equations to show through, and my little keyboard symbol is my ampersand. So and of course I did go with the bonus. I put a little bit of a butterfly charm on there. So alright guys, I'm gonna leave you there, and I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.